Have you ever glimpsed the fleeting moments just before a person lost breath? In this breaking minute, we cross a fine line between life and unknown abyss. This is when a whole life flashes before your eyes, when time itself seems to stretch into eternity, and every heartbeat becomes a hollow echo of stories that are worth a lifetime. This was the last masterpiece of dying Konstantin Flavitsky, a notable 19th century Russian artist, recognized for his singular work. Konstantin was born in Moscow in 1830, in the family of a minor official. Shortly after the birth, the family moved permanently to St. Petersburg, where the father received a new position. But in 1839, his father died unexpectedly, leaving his 6 children in the arms of a young widow. The future artist and his brother were given to an orphanage by their mother after a few years of living in poverty, where he grew up until maturity. At the time, he realized his artistic aptitude. In the 80s, Tsar Nicholas I actively sponsored young artists, since art was one of the main elements of propaganda. The state needed talented cultural figures, so it's not surprised that the gifted young Konstantin was sponsored for drawing classes. At the age of 20, he entered the Academy of Art, where he was working hard and mostly was copying famous artworks. At that time, Karl Bryullov was the biggest inspiration for the young artist. If you look at his early ages, a connection between the work of an idol is clearly traced. You may know him from a world-famous painting, The Last Day of Pompeii. The royal family praised Bryullov's painting, which were also known in Paris, Rome, and other major cities for art, making him the richest artist in the Russian Empire. Yet he passes away in Italy in 1852. Russian art needed a new Bryullov, and Flavitsky dreamed of taking his place. He painted most of the artworks in the religious scenes, which were very popular at that time. At the age of 26, Flavitsky's dream appeared and materialized, and he attained his initial recognition and financial rewards. He was in his late 20s when he began work on the painting Christian Martyrs in the arena of the Colosseum, which was supposed to establish him as a successful creator. However, Flavitsky fell ill with tuberculosis. Ignoring the recommendation of doctors, he finished his painting and returns to the St. Petersburg to show it to the public. Despite the fact that his artwork was as good as the work of his idol Bryullov, critics didn't appreciate it, calling it a copy of already existing works. The era has changed, but Flavitsky, who lived in dreams of Bryullov's glory, didn't notice this. Konstantin couldn't sell his artwork, and he didn't get a title of art academician, which meant that he would lose the income source. Additionally, his illness returned even stronger. He knew that the climate of St. Petersburg had killed many artists, and he had a little time left. The story of the artist who has always been an imitator of his idol took a sharp turn. He directed his talent and remaining time in order to create a picture that will write his name in history. The battle for immortality has begun. Let's delve into the intriguing background of Flavitsky's final masterpiece selection. Here's where it's getting fascinating. While a painting's narrative may appear to tread the well-worn path of traditions, hidden beneath its surface lies a profound message. Well, there is a secret hiding in the past of a Roman family, a mysterious woman immortalized in this portrait. They say that she was not an ordinary prisoner, but a princess, the granddaughter of the Peter the Great, and heir to the Russian throne. Tarakanova claimed to be the secret daughter of Alexei Razumovsky and the Russian Empress Elizabeth I, the youngest daughter of Peter the Great. Although her origins remain unclear, she traveled to the Europe cities, and struck up relationship with wealthy gentlemen hoping for profitable marriage. Having learned about the impostor, or indeed her niece, Empress Catherine II ordered Count Orlov to bring her. Seduced and lured, she was transferred to Russia in 1775. Imprisoned in the Peter and Paul fortress, she dies of tuberculosis in December of the same year, and she was buried in the fortress cemetery. Let's take a closer look at the painting. We are in a dungeon, but there is no feeling of enclosed space because the surface of the water visually stretches the room. The water is absolutely smooth. It's impossible because the water is pouring from the window. That means it's allegory. So if Flavitsky really wanted to show suffering of this young woman, then the water would rage in the room. The space is flooded with the light from the window, reflecting in the water and illuminating the princess. She seems to leave her body, the same effect you can see in the Rembrandt painting The Naya. On the table, it's bread and water, or body and blood if we turn it to the Bible. The rats are trying to escape at the feet of the lady. It's an image of elusive life and incandescence of the atmosphere. Tarakanova in a white dress, which is a symbol of beauty and sanctity, and red is a symbol of martyrdom. By this, Flavitsky shows a martyrdom of the saint. Taking a closer look at the face and hands, we understand that this is not suffering at all in the classical sense. Head thrown back, lips parted, and nails stretching the wall. The dying ecstasy of the soul that leaves the mortal body breaks out of the dungeon and by this represents life. For him, this is a cry from the heart, a desire to break free from the shackles of public opinion and expectations. When the artwork was revealed, the royal family was furious that the centuries cherished secret of the Romanov family was made public. And by who? An unknown artist. However, Flavitsky was saved by the triumph of his own work. The emperor was forced to reckon with the opinion of the society. The artist achieves success by publishing a painting, but doesn't have time to sell it. He dies at the age of 36. Art is like a mirror, reflecting our emotions in the moment. You don't need to deep dive into the painting's backstory or a PhD in art history to connect with the artist's essence. Sometimes it's as simple as letting your gaze linger a little longer, something we often overlook in the hustle and bustle of the museum visits. So let your imagination run wild. Please share your unique perspective on this artwork in the comments below. I would love to know how you see this artwork. Thank you very much. If you like to study painting and find out the incredible fate of other people, subscribe. I'll be waiting for you on my channel. Bye bye.